Hey everybody, welcome back to your weekly horror movie live streaming podcast. Really scared. I'm really tired is what I am, so I'm trying to remember how to do this mentally and emotionally. Welcome. I am here with my favorite ghoul, Jessica. Say hello to all the ghouls, Jessica.
Hi.
We're in the same frame this evening. Don't get to do that too often anymore, so I'm very happy about that.
Me too.
Very happy to have my partner in crime. And even if I didn't, you know I'm never alone on this show. I always got the almighty Connor Breedlove.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. I think we have a good show tonight.
Yeah, I think we're going to be lean and mean, straight to the point.
Yeah, it's going to be considerably less than the 2:45 that we usually do.
That's what we think. We'll see, though. We're capable of
We usually go off the rails quite a bit, so we'll see.
Yeah, I got Nicolas Cage to talk about, so I could.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's a 90-minute story right
there. Can you do that bit just completely in a Nick Cage voice?
You know what? I'm so glad that you asked me to do that. I've got a whole plot to read. But
hell yeah.
Get there. We have another guest. We have a third frame to bring in the ring. She's getting ready. We got special guest. You may have seen her on twitch.tv. Kayla Marie T.
Hello. Hi.
How you doing tonight, Kayla?
I am doing amazing because I have coffee. That's all I need.
Fantastic.
I'm ready to go.
I love to hear it. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm really excited to always bring somebody new on board. And, I never even actually asked you, so I'm going to do it right now. How do you do with scary movies? Do you like them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like them a lot.
All right.
Perfect. Connor's reaching for the bottle. I don't know if we should announce what's happening in Connor's frame.
Oh, yeah.
Or should we just...
purpose?
I didn't. I realized it 1 second after I said it, and I believe he did as well. So
yeah, I almost forgot, but here we go. Yeah. This is a big shot glass too, so
oh my God.
I'm not doing a full one.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I guess we should say that now the cat's out of the bag. For some reason, we were gonna have a streamlined show, but now for some reason, Connor's decided he's going to take shots tonight. Every time we say this one doesn't count. Every time we say the word scary, it was gonna be Blumhouse, but then I didn't want to have to visit his grave, so.
I was gonna say you'll say that word a lot.
Yeah, we say it a lot, and we got reasons to say it this week. So
yeah,
we're gonna keep him alive. He's chasing it with G Fuel.
Yeah, so it's a healthy mixture.
Oh my God.
I don't know how long this is gonna go.
G Fuel and shots. I feel like you're basically drinking like first gen 4 Loco over there.
Honestly, yeah.
Could be worse, actually. I don't know. So.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh.
So there we go.
That's
what's on the agenda tonight. We've got a good show. We kept it clean and simple, I think. Well, I don't know about clean, but simple at least. We've got some news stories to talk about from this past week. We've got some trailers to chat about, and then we do have a movie to review, which is You Should Have Left, the new Blumhouse joint. No shots having to be taken after that. Kevin Bacon would have been a dangerous one.
Yeah, because we would have been talking about Kevin Bacon a lot.
Yep.
I
was going to bring up Kevin Bacon a lot.
Or the 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a good show lined up. We got a simple show lined up. But before we hop into it, we'll start this one off like we always started off with the simple question of what we've been watching this week. Doesn't have to be limited to horror movies. It can be anything at all. I will spin it over to Connor Breedlove. What have you been watching lately?
I have a really weird list of movies I've watched recently. Okay. They're very weird. I watched the new Grudge.
Oh, how's that?
Not good.
That's what I've heard, yeah. With the John Cho.
Yeah, he's in it for maybe all of like 10 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
It's weird how they set it up. Like, there's like an investigation going on, and then like it does flashbacks to like the different grudges. I don't know. It's weird. It's not good. And then I watched the Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino Devil's Advocate.
Oh, yeah.
They threw that on HBO Max. That's an interesting one.
It's good or bad?
It's good. I like it.
Okay.
It's just weird. And then I watched Slight.
Oh,
That's
the
the Blumhouse magician one.
yeah. What? Yeah, he's like sort of got powers or like.
Yeah, he has this like weird device in his arm, and then he can make
Yeah.
stuff like he can control stuff
Yeah.
with that. I don't know. It's pretty cool. That's like the Blumhouse tilt thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then I watched Geostorm.
Oh, you know what? We were gonna talk about Geostorm later anyway.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Geostorm?
Geostorm is so bad, but so good. Honestly, it's taken me about 5 tries to get through episode 1 of Doom Patrol season 2.
Hello.
I just cannot get into season 2. And then the final movie I watched was Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
The pick.
Yeah.
You've been busy this week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, working from home, I have to have something on in the background, and that's been pretty dead. So I'll just watch a whole entire movie before I get a call. So,
how about you, honey? What have you been watching?
We watched that one show, Don't. On
Oh yeah,
Hulu.
we watched the new game show, Twisted Mind of Ryan Reynolds, as it's promoted, with Adam Scott.
Yeah, I love Adam Scott. Oh my gosh. The Office, Celebrity, Family Feud.
I watch a lot of like game shows.
I do really love game shows. Yeah, my kids and we really got into The Floor is Lava, that game show.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to be like, did you see that? Because I think that's something you'd like, Nan.
That one's fun.
It was
funny.
Yeah, it was funny. And then I started watching Key and Peele today because I've never watched the show.
So funny.
Hilarious. And then I think the only movie I watched was what we're going to review today.
Yeah, I think that's true for me as well. How about you, Kayla? What have you been watching this week?
So many things. So I watched, well, first of all, I didn't even do this on purpose, but I watched a Kevin Bacon movie. It was a scary movie, and it was him and his family went to like the desert, and then his son brought back these cursed rocks. The Darkness, yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a generic name to a movie, and it was so weird. But I didn't hate it. It was actually kind of creepy. And then I watched for the first time the new Sonic movie.
Oh my god!
I finally watched it, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. I thought it was good. And then Midsummer, because I watch it like once a week now.
Oh,
wow, really?
Yeah, I literally just have it in the background sometimes. I just really like that movie. So I have watched that.
That is not light watching.
I just love it. I don't know. The visuals are so great.
No, I think I could do that.
A friend.
I could not.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just takes a lot out of your soul.
I don't know.
It fuels my soul.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah, you're desensitized to it.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking a shot. I didn't realize we said the magic word.
Yeah, she said she saw a scary Kevin Bacon movie. that one that I just uttered does not count.
Yeah,
not on purpose. I swear.
I knew it. I noticed it when she said it. I was like, oh, there you go.
I didn't notice it, so I'm glad you're keeping track. I didn't know this would be a good one, like a good drinking game word, because I really wasn't sure if we actually said that much on the show. But
we're gonna find out.
But we really don't.
We
We
will
usually
now.
say, spooky, terrifying, but I feel like now that's in the back of our brains, that it's going to come out a little bit more.
I'm going to try not to say it on purpose. Okay, so
yeah, please don't.
So I want it to organically come out and put.
I might die.
Yeah, and put the fear of God in you. The fear of God in G Fuel. I guess is what Matt's watching this week.
Heavyweights, hell yeah.
Heavyweights. Joe
I
classic.
need to see that still.
Such a good movie.
Jungle to Jungle. That's the Tim Allen one.
He's in the jungle, man. Oh yeah, and he got to see Hamilton earlier, I guess. I don't know if I'm doing, but we as a channel are doing a watch along on Friday evening, I believe, for the Hamilton movie hitting Disney Plus. So
I've never saw Hamilton, so I'm gonna check it out when it comes out.
I've never even heard.
That's tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I forget.
Oh yeah, Perry Mason. Perry Mason is really fucking good. That's some good noir. Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's some good noir.
Okay.
You would like it. I think you would like it a lot.
I do love noir. I love a guy on the outskirts who's got to solve a crime.
Oh yeah,
I love that shit.
then you'll love it.
Perfect. Now, Connor, we were thinking about having some footage for it this week, but we didn't get around to that quite yet. But I know you've also been playing, or you may have even finished the first Last of Us game.
I have not finished it. I just did a 6-day stint at work. That's rough. Yeah, I've been playing it. I'm not finished yet, but I'm trying to get through it. I love it.
Love it.
I'm trying to get some footage together so we can do that on one of the upcoming episodes. I might just wait until I get around to the second one.
Some good footy. Yeah. I also have I have the second one. I have downloaded it, but I've set a rule for myself that I'm not allowed to play it unless I get all my homework done first.
What a good boy.
For the whole week, and so I'm not playing really any of it at all. So because I haven't got my homework done this week.
Yeah.
I was just defeating my own worst tendencies, and that's why I also haven't watched anything except the movie we're going to talk about later. And I watched that at like 3 a.m. last night.
Yeah, I watched it last night, super late, and I'll share my thoughts later. But I loved it.
Of course.
Oh, there's my thoughts. But
Oh,
we'll get more into it. Yeah. I'm
little-
sorry.
Kayla, what do you think of The Last of Us? I feel like you might be a fan of that first game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best games ever made. So.
Best game ever made.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Very sad.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like that like last bite of like a good meal. Like that's how I'm treating it. I'm doing it
Yeah.
bits at a time where I'm just trying to savor it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you can never experience a game for the first time again, so
Yeah.
don't rush through it.
True. What do you guys think about this HBO series they're doing for Last of Us?
I'm interested.
I cannot wait. Fingers crossed for Dylan McDermott as what's his name? Joel, yeah. That's who I'm picturing the whole time playing the game. Like right away, I was like, "Oh, did Dylan McDermott do this?"
You might know him from the first season of American Horror Story, Kayla, if you've seen that.
Oh.
He's the dad.
Oh.
So picture him with a beard and some
Oh.
long hair. It's Dylan McDermott. Like
Okay,
that's 100% him.
I think he
That's
does look
difficult
like
for
it.
me because that one season where he played oh god, he like skinned people and made lamps and stuff.
Oh, that's
out
the
of them.
second one. Yeah. He
Yeah.
played the,
He creeped me out so bad. I would not like to see him as Joel because I just love Joel so much, and like some of his characters are so creepy and gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I had played the first game for the first time, I did think he looked. I almost thought it was one of those things where like now they like to base like 3D models after actual actors. I
Yeah.
almost thought it was Dylan McDermott because I thought I got a picture. I thought it looked really similar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
I definitely
that
see
looks
it.
exactly like him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been talking about. I never can remember what his name is or how you say his name, but like Nicolas. He's Jamie Lannister.
Oh yeah.
Game of Thrones. And now that I'm looking at this dude kind of does look like Jamie Lannister. I thought that actor might have been way too pretty to look this crusty and sad. But I don't know. I don't know who you would get to play Ellie. I'm not really sure.
Who are they courting for Joel though?
I don't even know because I saw you posted this week that people were talking about Josh Brolin.
Yeah, if they nab Josh Brolin, that's a huge get because he's fantastic. I mean, he does have the look like when he's in Sicario and all that. You know, he has the beard and the long hair, and he kind of looks like, you know, he can kind of look like him, but he has the talent.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be mad about it being Josh Brolin. I don't know who you get to play Ellie. I know when the first game came out, I already thought, oh, she looks like Ellen Page, who's
Yeah, but you know, it's
very much an adult.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't work quite as well. I don't really know like young actors well enough to have anybody that jumped right out in my mind.
I don't know.
She doesn't really look like Ellie, but I know like Sophia Lillis has become kind of the go-to young horror actor with like It, and she was in that. What was it? I'm Not Okay with It, that series.
That was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe she also played Nancy Drew in a direct-to-video.
Yeah.
Is another season of that coming out? I'm Not Okay with This.
I think so. It's a series of graphic novels, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Not that I've
There's a-
officially heard, but it's definitely set. It ends on a cliffhanger for sure.
Right.
But I
Right.
loved it. It was like a like I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very like classic Stephen King angsty psychic child,
Yeah.
which you
That's
know.
It was like Carrie meets like End of the Fucking World.
Yeah. It
Definitely-
reminded me of End of the Fucking World when I saw the previews for it. I was
I
like,
think it had the
so
same
similar.
producers, so I think
That would
they
make sense.
used the same like tone and in color palette and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Daphne Keane. You guys know who that is offhand?
I have no idea. It sounds familiar.
It's
Can we
spelled
find a picture?
EFNE.
Oh, Jessica's coming in clutch. It's the young girl from Logan X23.
Oh, yeah, she could be good.
She's in what? It's right there. Yeah, his Dark Materials on HBO already too.
Uh,
I could see that.
Yeah.
Look, we know she's very good at being a young special child being protected by a jaded old man who wants to die as they go.
yeah,
She's very good at that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I could see that. You know, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that. I'm a little skeptical because like Last of Us, the games are they're so like considered the pinnacle of like narrative storytelling in a game. I don't know what a show could really accomplish that those games aren't already accomplishing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you take an older game or like a lower budget game and then you like boost it up and give it some money and star power. It's like one thing, but those games are so cinematic already, and they have that feature of you playing through. I don't know. It's from the guys who did Chernobyl. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which
Craig Mazin or whatever.
That's something I started watching was Chernobyl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Chernobyl's good.
That's a show and a movie, right? There's like a
The show is newer than the movie,
Okay.
and it's on Hulu.
What do you think is better, the movie or the show? Because
I haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
Wait, are you thinking of Chernobyl Diaries? Because that's
I think
nothing like the
so.
show.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
think
show
I
is
am.
based on reality, like what really happened at Chernobyl.
Oh, okay.
Chernobyl Diaries is like a
Like a Hollywood,
like
just like
what really happened.
Okay.
I thought there was like an actual
There probably
Hollywood
is.
movie Chernobyl that came out.
There probably is a Chernobyl movie. I mean, it's a real event, so it's been
Yeah.
adapted before, I'm sure. But yeah, the one that people are really looking at recently is the HBO series, and then I think
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Wait, you said it's on Hulu, like,
Yeah.
or just
It's on-
HBO?
HBO, which we have. through
Okay,
Hulu,
so I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I pull it up on Hulu, all the HBO stuff comes on, so I don't know which is
Oh, okay.
through HBO or
Yeah.
specifically. But it's pretty intense. The episode 1 kind of gets right into it.
Hmm.
I've heard it's fantastic.
We're talking about HBO. I forgot one thing that I watched recently. Me and my fiance, we binged
Beyonce.
yeah, Search Party 3, the third season of Search Party.
You like
that
it
just
a
came
lot,
out.
right?
Yeah, that show is so funny. If
I've
you
heard
guys
it's
have not
good.
checked it out, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people shouting out Search Party, and I've not watched it.
You have HBO, right? Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's on HBO now. It went from TBS to HBO.
Okay, I gotta finish my homework first, though.
Yeah, finish your homework and then watch. They're only like 8 or 10 episodes, and they're only like 22 minutes long, so you can binge them really fast.
Okay, perfect. All right, are you guys ready to talk about some news?
I'm ready.
I'm ready to talk about this first story. I'm excited about this. It was announced a little while ago, but now we've got a plot synopsis and we've got poster art as this movie's getting shopped out at Cannes, and that is a film called Willys Wonderland, the new Nick Cage horror film, where he battles animatronic monsters in an amusement park. Previously titled Wally's Wonderland. I don't know why they changed the title from Wally. They thought Willy was a little more palatable.
Maybe because like Willy Wonka, that sounds like Willy's Wonderland sounds like Willy Wonka to me. That's what I thought of when I heard the name.
Oh,
And you say Wally, I think of Disney. Wally.
that. I think of Wally World, so maybe that's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they just changed one letter in the name.
No.
I don't know, but we do have a plot synopsis, and Connor's asked me to read it in the voice
Please
of
do.
Nicolas Cage.
Ooh.
I'm so tired. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna put up pictures so you see him and you hear him. Okay, here we go. Perfect. You can still see me though. This isn't gonna work that well. The janitor finds himself stranded in a remote town. Unable to pay the repair shop to fix his Jeep, he agrees to work off his debt by spending the night cleaning Willys Wonderland, an abandoned theme park full of animatronic characters that were once a beacon of fun for children to play with. But Willys Wonderland carries a dark secret that the janitor is about to discover. That's all his character's just called Janitor. He's been lured into a deadly trap, or rather a living nightmare, as the Wonderland's animatronic characters come to life to destroy him. The janitor is forced to fight his way from one monster to another, trying to survive until morning. And the janitor doesn't play nice. There you go.
Well, so is it going to be a comedy horror, right? Or is it? Because I feel like he's in those.
I mean, any movie with Nicolas Cage is unintentionally a comedy.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
It's going to be unhinged, and I'm not talking Russell Crowe unhinged. I'm talking Nicolas Cage. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some precedent for this with his recent run of Mandy and the Color Out of Space. He's been in these totally batshit crazy.
What was that other one that he did?
Mom and Dad?
Crazy.
Mom and
Yeah,
Dad.
Mom and Dad, and then there was one more. It was like something dark. I can't remember what it's called.
Well, he'll do it.
Or Hold the Ghost or something like that.
Yeah, he will literally do anything. Yeah, Pay the Ghost.
Pay the Ghost. Yeah.
I didn't see Pay the Ghost, but that was.
Yeah, that one's rough.
There's some rough Cage films, I will say, to say the least. Maybe an understatement, but there's some diamonds in the rough, and
Yeah.
I think this has potential to be.
He's had a good string of movies. I mean, I liked Mom and Dad, and then Color Out of Space was good.
Yeah.
Mandy was really good, so I'm all for this.
What do you guys think? Are you looking forward to Willys Wonderland?
100%.
It sounds like, I mean, I can't help but think of like Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm just thinking that it's that in movie form, and I'll watch it. So
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't really care.
don't care.
Well, I mean, there is a Five Nights at Freddy's movie coming out from Blumhouse, so
Yeah,
what?
maybe they're
That's a
trying
real
to
thing?
punch Blumhouse to the punch.
Yeah, they've been trying to make a Five Nights movie over there for like the last 3 or 4 years, and they just recently like reaffirmed like, no, we're totally going to make that movie. So it's not canceled, but now, yeah, this is going to be into the punch. They're going to totally steal their animatronic horror movie thunder.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I'm looking forward to it, though. There was also I don't know what. I don't know if he wants me to bring him on the screen right now. I'm gonna do it. I don't. He's saying don't do it, but I think I'm gonna do it because you can't just show up now.
Oh my god!
I'm like, what the?
What's up, bruh?
You can't just show up down there doing that.
Like that?
Nice.
Like you're gonna be brought on screen right away.
Like, what else did you do it for if not for the world?
Cutting a promo, Mo. Cutting a promo.
Cut a promo?
I gotta interrupt.
Oh, you want me to bring? Do you want me to take you out so that you can come in when I'm not expecting?
Nah.
Yeah.
Because that was the reaction I was hoping for. What the hell's he doing? But
I saw King of the Sea, and it took a really long
what's up, everyone?
for your picture to load in, and I was like, what's happening down there?
I lost it.
What's up, King? How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, bud. How are you doing? How you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
Alright.
I'm real sleepy.
Jess, it's nice to see you again. Connor, I miss you on the regular show. And Kayla, welcome to our
Hi.
little network. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
What a great way to make a first impression.
Yes.
you. You're
But
beautiful. I mean,
Gorgeous.
no, Taylor already knows what that's all about, so I'm not gonna spoil that for future video purposes.
Can't believe you just tried to cut a promo on me. Oh my god.
I mean,
King.
you gotta try sometimes when people least expect it. It's not my fault that my camera decided to load in fucking slow.
That made it even more suspenseful. And I don't know why you cut a promo on me because I'm not competing in the trivia tournament, as last I recall. Right?
I don't know. It's supposed to be this guy called the Rager, and he looks a lot like you. So
I don't know him. I don't know what he stands for, so I can't endorse whatever message he's putting out there. I hope I do well against him. He sounds really scary.
I know the Saint's been corrupted to the Semen Demon, so there's that. We can't wait for people to meet him.
Semen Demon, he sounds pretty scary.
Yeah.
This is why the show is 3 hours long.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to pop by real quick. I haven't gotten to watch the movie or anything because I'm a broke motherfucker. So
it was a steep rental this week. It was not a cheap guy.
It was a
I split
$20
it with like a
rental,
group of
right?
people.
That's good. Yeah, it's a lot to spend on a rental, but
Yeah.
we have a bottomless budget on Reely Scared, so no problem.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till we just start getting some of this stuff consistently.
Good job on the new intro, also, Matt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't mention earlier, we did have a very flashy new intro that Matt Thomas put together. It looks great. I'm very happy about that, so thank you.
No problem. I just wanted to stop by real quick. Not being producer behind the scenes, I'm going back to watching my 90s Disney films, studying for the Really Trivia tournament. So
Really Trivia.
Yeah, Really Trivia.
Well, best of luck in your trivia endeavors. I hope you can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm competing it because I'm not.
Yeah, I think you need to call the Rager and straighten that out pretty soon. So
sure, maybe I'll see if I can get a hold of his press contact.
All right. Yeah, I think I can get that taken care of. But have a good show, guys.
All right.
Matt.
Wow. Yeah, that was
a treat.
Yeah, I've not normally had Aquaman interrupt the show. Hard to read.
Really off the rails.
Yeah, we have all the materials to make this a really streamlined episode, and we are just not living up to them so far.
That, and now I'm eating pizza.
Eating on stream, chasing it with G Fuel.
You know what? Let's keep it.
Go on. Go off. This one, not a lot to say about it, but we did just learn Neil Blomkamp, who you might know is the guy behind District 9 and Chappie and Elysium, just teased. Oh, you can't really see it. Let me kill the banner real quick. Can't really see his whole post, but on Instagram, he just teased with this that he's shooting a new horror film. We have nothing else, no plot, no name. We don't know who's in it, but he's just like hanging out in some scary little basement. I don't know what to make of this. But I thought this was, I was excited to see this because we were just talking about how we.
Looks like the basement from You Should Have Left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
It's kind of like an infinite void quality to it.
Is there any secret if you like lighten up the picture, like all the way in the back? Is there any secret things in the picture?
Oh. I don't have the technology to figure that out right now. Hopefully Aquaman's still watching.
Someone online probably did it, so.
Aquaman can try it out in the background there. But no, I was happy to see that because we were just talking on the show last week. I think even the week before that, we really were looking forward to Neil Blomkamp's Alien movie.
Yeah.
Is not happening anymore. And I don't think we've ever really seen him take a full step into horror before. He's very much the sci-fi guy. And sometimes there's I almost said the magic word. I don't want, if I catch myself, I feel like I need to stop myself.
Give it a break, dude.
We're not even done with the news. You feeling it?
I'm feeling it. That's why I'm eating pizza. I gotta get
Oh my god.
This is completely your idea, so.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. I texted you at like 8:15. Like, is there
drinking game?
dude?
Well, if I catch myself about to say it, I'll try not. I want it to all happen.
After this, I'm excited he's making a new movie. Interesting that he's doing a horror movie. I'm really excited about it. I'm one of those Chappie defenders.
A Chappist.
A Chappist, yes. I love Chappie. District 9 was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was a half-made movie when he was brought on board. Like the designs and everything was. It was made for a Halo movie from Peter Jackson, and he ran out of funds. And he was like, "You can use this stuff, and then make your movie."
Mm-hmm.
And so he pretty much made something out of like half drawn up concepts and stuff.
Mm.
And Elysium, a lot of people hate on it, but the camera work on that is insane.
I don't remember much about. I did see Elysium, but
Yeah, it's that Matt Damon movie.
Matt Damon goes up to the rich.
Oh, I saw that.
The rich
That
people.
bald-headed Matt Damon movie.
I actually enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually really good.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm a fan of his work. I think he's gotten the shit end of the stick a lot in Hollywood. So maybe he can do the the M Night route, make a couple low budget films, and then now he's in the good graces of everybody.
Right. What do you think, Kelly? You seen any of those movies before? Those Blomkamp movies?
District 9, yes. And what's weird about District 9 is like I saw it around when it came out. I think I've only watched it once and I don't remember it. I just remember it being really good. So I don't really remember it. I just remember it was like one of the best movies at the time that I had seen. But yeah, I never saw Elysium.
It was good.
District 9 is definitely like the benchmark to which everyone holds him to. I know a lot of people feel like he's not made a movie as good as that yet. He's been making a lot of short films on YouTube, and there's some really cool. There's one he made a really creepy like body horror one with I think Dakota Fanning is in it. There's like this crazy monster that's like a bunch of people stuck together. It's chasing her. It's got like tons of arms and legs sticking out, and I think it's got a couple faces. It's like just.
Can you send me the link to that?
Yeah, I'll shoot you a link to it.
I love body horror. Body horror is amazing.
Yeah, it's a very goopy, yucky monster thing. And he did something called Inferno. That was I can't remember. I can't differentiate all of them. I think Inferno was the one that was like a sci-fi Vietnam thing that I think he was going to take to a feature, and then it didn't get made because, like you said, he's kind of had a shit time getting stuff produced lately. So I don't know. Maybe this is that because he was apparently going to make an Inferno feature. I don't know, but he's hanging out in a dusty basement. He could be doing anything down there.
I know he had a bad time with Diane Ward. So maybe actually just kind of, maybe he has Diane Ford down there and is actually doing some weird stuff to them.
Oh, he's working with them some more. You think it is hilarious that Diane Ward
maybe he's just beating the shit out of Ninja or something.
He was a chameleon, though. I feel like he could work with anybody.
Yeah.
Who, Diane Ward?
No,
Neil Blum.
He could work.
Diane Ward can't work with anybody.
But Hugh can work with anybody.
I was gonna say, I think I'd see Diane Ward out of a crowd anywhere they went. I don't think they blended anywhere.
I have not seen.
Oh yeah, blended anywhere.
Maybe if you go to the Gathering of the Juggalos, you won't be able to find them very well. Speaking of Juggalos, I wish I had a Juggalo story lined up. I don't have another Juggalo story. I got something worse. I got news on Michael Bay's pandemic thriller Songbird.
Oh
We got news on the cast and plot, which is apparently Michael Bay's. We were not happy to report on it the first time. His found footage coronavirus movie.
Oh.
Because if anybody was going to do it first, we can always count on Michael Bay to approach it with the sensitivity and the subtlety needed to make such a relevant story right now.
I feel like this is not a good idea.
Okay, based on this track record, I mean, the last movie you made was Six Underground. Have you seen that?
I have not bothered to watch that.
It is fucking awful.
Have you watched Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds?
No.
The Twisted Mind of Ryan Reynolds?
It is goddamn awful.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Cannot emphasize enough.
It's bad.
Terrible.
The synopsis of this sounds cool, but with Michael Bay directing it.
Well, he's not directing; he's producing it.
Oh, he's only producing it.
Yeah, and I feel bad because I forgot to put the director's name down. I know they've worked on at least one Into the Dark film for Hulu. So they've worked in horror before. Now he's just producing it, but it's fun to say Michael Bay's coronavirus movie. I
mean, it really is, but I don't know how good this can be.
Yeah, the plot is, at its heart, Songbird is a love story told from street level through the eyes of the characters. Songbird takes place 2 years in the future as lockdown has been re-implemented after a more serious virus continues to mutate. In a feeble attempt to keep the sickness contained, the city has been bisected into haves and have-nots. The film centers around an essential worker who has a rare immunity, a delivery man who delivers goods and hope throughout the city. And like the vast majority of the population, his girlfriend is locked within her home, and the couple have no ability to physically be together. This is really long. To be with the one he loves, our hero must overcome martial law, murderous vigilantes, and a powerful, well-connected family helmed by a matriarch, played by Demi Moore, who will stop at nothing to protect her family and maintain her way of life. Songbird is a story about the resilience of the human spirit and the idea that hope is worth fighting for. Apparently, SAG has ordered members not to work. This is breaking news. I'm getting it right now.
Ooh.
At Jessica's lap, SAG has ordered members not to work on Songbird.
I mean,
I can see why.
the whole thing sounds like they were watching Fox News and were like pulling keywords out of like news segments from Fox News.
Yeah.
Like essential workers and like all this shit. Like,
yeah,
it just like you have to worry about it now. Like, why would? I mean, it took I think 9 years for them to make a 9/11 movie.
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
We'll be directing.
Yeah. So why the fuck
Mason is directing it? Okay.
A coronavirus movie during coronavirus.
Yeah,
that's just not right. That's just not right.
Worry about it. I don't want to go. I don't want to. I can't even go to the theater. I don't want to go to the theater. I'd rather go to the drive-in. But I wouldn't rent this at home.
Yeah, who would want to watch this right now?
Yeah.
We have to worry about it in real life.
This movie's gonna stress the fuck out of some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, it's one of the first movies entering production during coronavirus. It's about coronavirus. It takes place 2 years where coronavirus is even worse. Like, why would I want to watch a movie
Yeah, no.
worse?
I'm depressed enough. I don't need that.
Just
I'm
wait
good.
5 years and then produce it. Like, I don't need this shit right now. I really don't.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
good.
know. It's supposed to be one of the first films in LA to be filmed during the pandemic, but it looks like the union is telling actors specifically as of today not to work during the pandemic.
Good.
So who knows what's going to happen if production is even going to start.
I would like to think that it's not even that they said don't go back to work yet. They just said don't work on Songbird.
Let's see. Union tells actors not to work on pandemic film Songbird.
Yeah, they're like, you can go work on Jurassic World. Don't work.
Oh yeah.
on Songbird.
No.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, that's what
That's
the title
so
would
messed
have been.
up.
I want to see dinosaurs. I don't want to see coronavirus.
Yeah.
You know, and if the issue we were dealing with was a dinosaur uprising leveling our
I
society,
would say, fuck Jurassic World 3. Give me coronavirus movie.
yeah. But no, we are unfortunately not in the dinosaur timeline. We're in the pandemic timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Bay is going to make sure we never get out.
Apparently.
Yeah. I actually just watched that Contagion movie a couple weeks ago for the first time.
I was
For the
going to
first
say
time.
word, but that's terrifying.
It was terrifying because it was made a while ago,
10 years ago.
but it's almost exactly the same of what we're going through right now.
Oh
I
no.
watched that on day 3 of lockdown.
You watched it?
And that probably kind of gives a clue as to where my mind state is at.
See, I went on Netflix, you know, obviously first week being at home, being on lockdown. I go on Netflix, I see that's one of the top 10 viewed, you know, top 10 in the USA. And I'm like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Why do they want to watch this right now?
Really bad idea. I don't know why I watched it because it's exactly what's going on. Like everything, even like that medicine, like they were telling everybody to take, even though like people
We
really
lost character, yeah.
for every like other things. Like that's exactly what happened in the movie. Like everything down to the T is what was happening.
Those first couple minutes of that movie are what I almost said the magic word are what I find so frightening. See, I'm helping you. I'm stopping
So
it.
horrific.
Let me get through piece number 2 of my delicious.
Yeah, you may as well load up on some podcasts so fast.
Yeah.
I found it so striking because it shows like, and you've seen it more recently than I have, but where it has like a pig gets sick out in the wild and gets like captured.
No, what happens is
That's at the very end.
Oh, it's at the end. Okay.
It's at the very end of the movie because they discovered that it's between the two species, but they couldn't figure out how it happened. And at the very, very end of the movie, after they, you know, passed out the vaccine, they found out that it came from the bat, and then it passed along from the bat to the pig, and then they transferred the pig over to be butchered and killed. And the chef that was butchering and killing the pig is who was actually shaking hands with.
Yeah. It was like a 6 degrees of separation. Like the patient zero.
Yep.
The company she was working for.
Yep.
Her company tore down this tree. Like they were like tearing down like this this forest or this like jungle, like a part of the jungle, and then the bat flew from the tree to like a cage where a pig was in, and then they like I don't know what happened, but
it was eating something like bananas or something.
Oh, yeah, and it dropped it off.
It dropped that into where the pig was, and the pig ate it.
And then the pig ended up at the casino that the girl
she was eating at. Yeah.
So it's like all connected.
Because he was like butchering it, and then he didn't wash his hands before he went to go shake.
It's a crazy movie, but
that's what brings me out.
Realistic.
Yeah, because
it's happening.
It's such tiny, isolated things that you would never notice in nature. Little things you would never think of, and they're going to like impact and cripple the whole world. As you know, it's like those tiny little things you never know. It's like it's that, and we still don't really know where exactly this virus came from precisely, but it's like it feels some sort of chain of events like that's probably what brought it into existence. So
yeah, I think the most disturbing part about that film was how they handled the bodies, how they handled all the dead bodies, how they just stacked them on top of one another. And to
do that in New York.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to this.
We're like, oh god,
we're all depressed.
This is exactly what Michael Bay wants.
Yeah, it is what he wants. Sick bastard.
I'll watch Songbird. Just if for some reason you want to watch this kind of movie, watch Contagion or Outbreak with the monkeys.
Yeah,
the scary monkeys, the sick monkeys.
Moving on.
Moving on. We've got news in the way of Bruce Campbell. We've been talking about Evil Dead a lot lately on this show. Bruce Campbell is developing a film titled Bruce versus Frankenstein.
Oh my God.
He opens to be the horror movie equivalent of The Expendables. His quote on it was, "I want to get so many horror movie stars that people can't possibly not see the movie. I want to give them other stuff to do. I want to have Kane Hodder, who people maybe know as Jason Voorhees, the actor who played Jason Voorhees. I want to have Kane Hodder be very particular about what he eats. I want Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, to be a tough guy, like he knows Taekwondo or something. I want to find out all the hidden sides of these people. Some will play themselves, some will play alternate characters as well. I may approach Kane Hodder to play Frankenstein. He could be Kane Hodder himself, fighting himself as Frankenstein. It could be crazy," he said. It's going to be a sequel to a 2007 movie called My Name is Bruce. It hasn't entered pre-production yet. He said he's actually going to develop it as a graphic novel first and then try to sell the film rights to maybe Netflix or something like that.
It'd be a cool graphic novel, I think.
I think this sounds hilarious. I love the idea of getting all these old... It's got the Necronomicon pillow in the background. We must respect it. I think it's hilarious getting all these old, weathered horror movie icons in to like team up with the retirement home or whatever. Like, I'm trying to think who else you would get. Like, who else makes sense to get on your old school horror movie team? I guess you could do. I guess they don't have to be villains. Like, you could maybe throw like Jamie Lee Curtis in there.
Yeah.
Anybody from Ghostbusters?
I feel like you could get Bill Murray in there. That'd be great.
Bill Murray in there.
Adam Driver, ghouls.
I think this sounds like a lot of fun. I'm kind of sad that it's probably not coming out for a while if he's going to develop a whole comic and then sell the movie and then make the movie. But I think
if he does sell it to Netflix, it'll get fast tracked though.
Yeah.
As soon as they buy the comic, it'll be in production.
Right. So I'm looking forward to that. That one sounds pretty exciting. We also did the image get up there? I can't find it. Well, I can't find the image that I was going to put up, unfortunately. But rest assured, we did get another teaser for Candyman, which I believe is still supposed to come out in September.
Mm.
You know what? I just realized I didn't even get to see the teaser, but I know Connor did, in which it teases that Tony Todd might be coming back.
Yeah.
The original Candyman. You hear his voice or something?
Yeah, you hear his voice. It's like you can't not know Tony Todd's voice. It's so deep and so distinctive that it's 100% Tony Todd. So I think everybody knew that Tony Todd was coming back. It was just never confirmed. But I think this confirms that Tony Todd will at least make a cameo in the movie.
You get Tony Todd in Bruce versus Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That could
That'd
be
be a good
something.
one.
Caleb, have you seen any of the Candyman movies? Are you looking forward to this new one?
So because of the new one coming out or being announced, I watched the original, like just the first one. And I did not find it very frightening.
I
did not. I almost said it.
Really?
I did not find it very, like, I don't know. It just, I mean, it was like an okay movie. I liked the story behind it, but I don't know. I was just kind of lukewarm about it.
That we had a discussion on movies that still like scare the shit out of us, and Candyman is one of those movies. Like every time I pass it on Netflix, I'm like, I want to watch it, but I know it scares the shit out of me.
I don't know. I just don't know what it was about it. I guess I don't know.
Even
I
though
just watched it to watch it, basically.
20 minutes in, I'm like, I gotta turn this off.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the ones that really messed me up as a
Yeah.
child watching that one. I shouldn't have been watching that.
Like I had the IFC channel. I think we've had this discussion, me and Taylor,
Yeah.
like the movies we shouldn't have watched on IFC.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Candyman was on there quite a bit, and it screwed me up.
Maybe it's because you guys saw it as kids and I didn't. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
could have a different, like, you know.
Yeah, when you're like
Thank you,
9
guys.
years old and you watch it, you're like,
Yeah.
it traumatizes you.
Yeah. I know. For me, it was always I'd put the movie on as a kid, and then I would couldn't find the remote, and then it'd be too scary for me to get up out of bed to go turn it off. So I would just be petrified watching it.
Yeah.
Right. So I would do that all the time. That's my trap.
Yeah, I don't know, like the low budget like aspect to it makes it like almost realistic.
Yeah.
Mm.
Almost like it was shot on like a handy cam.
I've never seen it.
So it's like, is it like when you watch it when you're really young, you're like, is this real?
Yeah. We'll have to watch the original one together because every time we go to the drive-in, we see the trailer for the new Candyman, and she always tells me how frightening she thinks it looks, and it's not sure she can watch it.
Oh yeah.
What do you still feel that way? Are you still scared of it?
I'm terrified.
I'm still excited for the new one though, because it does look cool. I mean, I'm interested to see what they do with it at the very least.
They seem to have come up with some. We were talking about this from the teaser they released last week, though, or the sort of trailer animation thing. It seems like they're kind of changing the lore or the concept of Candyman, where it's like some sort of avatar of like several spirits of people who've been like wrongly murdered or tortured, and I don't know. It seems like maybe Tony Todd would be like one aspect of Candyman, and maybe it's coming for the protagonist of this movie to try to scoop that soul up as part of the overarching ghoul or whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever you would classify it as. So
yeah.
No, I'm excited he's back. You don't see Tony Todd in much. He was in that movie Hellfest, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, he had a cameo in that. No, I'd be very happy to see him come back in this. Here's something we don't talk about a lot on this show. Quibi.
Oh,
We got some Quibi news.
shit makes me sick to my stomach.
Quibi?
I fucking hate Quibi.
Why?
Why you hate Quibi?
Have you ever used Quibi?
Yeah,
I have not, but she's used Quibi quite a bit.
I've used it
Oh.
a lot.
I don't like it.
Okay.
You don't like it, Kayla? Do you like Quibi? Do you have
Never
any?
used it. I think the commercials are kind of annoying me, so maybe that's why I haven't used it yet.
I got it at launch, and there wasn't a lot on there, and you couldn't AirPlay. I don't know if you can get it on TV still.
Oh yeah,
I don't think so. I think I know I can't like download the app on my TV because I've tried.
Yeah, I cancelled my subscription, and I'm like, but Blumhouse apparently has a contract with them.
yes, that is what we are looking at today because Blumhouse has got a couple of things in production with Quibi, and Jason Blum. He's always on the cutting edge. He always knows he's got his finger in every pie. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean that might be good for Quibi because I know it wasn't performing as they originally hoped it would, which was surprising with everybody stuck at home that more people weren't going to the service. I know they thought there'd be more traffic. Maybe this will be what they need because Blumhouse is developing a new series called 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue for Quibi. That's quite a title. It's about a small plane that crashes in the Mexican jungle. 9 complete strangers find themselves lost and alone in 500 square miles of rainforest. One by one, they're targeted, and they know that the murderer has to be among them. But who is it, and why do they have to die?
What's the title again?
9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue.
Okay, so they all die.
Oh shit!
But how?
And why?
That kind of spoils it.
But one of them's the killer. It says 9 complete strangers. The killer dies too? Shoot.
Apparently, because it's 9 bodies, unless they're saying that the jungle is the morgue. But why call it a morgue?
A metaphor?
I don't know. I guess I might have to download Quibi again.
We will definitely have to look at Blumhouse Quibi stuff for sure. There is a sort of at least thriller, if not pseudo horror series on Quibi right now. I've not watched it yet, but Jessica's been telling me about it.
It's called The Stranger. It stars Micah Monroe and Dan Dehan. Is that how you say it?
Dane DeHaan, yeah.
DeHaan, yeah.
I have to download it again.
He is super creepy.
I love both of these people.
So I'll read the description.
He looks very scary.
He looks super. I don't know if you. Oh! I was about to say it too. Well, let me see if you can try and like see.
I'm gonna just look it up. The Stranger, and it's on Quibi.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the Amazing Spider-Man 3?
It's probably better.
So a rideshare driver is thrown into her worst nightmare when a mysterious passenger enters her car. Her terrifying, heart-stopping ride with the stranger unfolds over 12 hours as she navigates LA in a chilling game of cat and mouse. So apparently he's like some psychopath killer. And yeah. And he basically tries to murder her. And each episode's 10 minutes long. All the episodes are already uploaded and streaming on Quibi right now. So if you do download it, you can watch every single episode.
What was that?
So I don't know. This is just a weird coincidence, but I have A Cure for Wellness sitting next to me, which she's the star in. It's literally like I found it the other day without a case, and it's just sitting here.
It's very underrated.
I love that movie. Oh my god, so good. The ending was like uncomfortable, but the whole movie was really good.
Yeah.
I liked that movie a lot. Yeah, a lot of people didn't go for it. A lot of people just didn't see it. But and it's very long and it's very weird and very dark. But
3 hours long. But I love the cinematography. I love Dane DeHaan. Gore Verbinski, great. I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to download Quibi again for Blumhouse, and Mika's in It Follows, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So, her and Dane DeHaan, I might have to check that out.
I didn't realize that was her until you said that because she doesn't look like the same girl in the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember watching the trailers and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
It Follows was amazing.
Shall we watch The Stranger on Quibi and come back here next week to discuss?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to download Quibi finally and get my trial.
90 days free.
I'm very interested.
I canceled mine a month early, so I'll have to pay for it.
How much is it?
Just use your fiance's email. Just sign up a new email with your fiance.
Maybe I can make a Really Scared account on Quibi we could share.
That's for double finger guns.
The best of friends share a Quibi. It's always been said. So yeah, we got nine bodies in a Mexican morgue to look forward to, and a series called Wolves, and a series called Villagers. And apparently something else is going to premiere from them called 10 Weeks, another Blumhouse Quibi collab. So
Jesus Christ, so 4 or is that 5?
So they've got 3 that are heading towards production and 1 that's coming out this year. So
I'll say when Blumhouse like made a deal for like all these like TV series, I thought they were going to go to like HBO.
Yeah.
Or something with like prestige television. The last thing I thought they would go to was
Quibi. This might be what Quibi needs to get people to start taking it a little more seriously.
It's a new platform.
Me, who used Quibi for a couple months and never really found any use for it, like the name of Blumhouse instantly got me like, oh yeah, I guess I gotta download fucking.
Yeah, either if you follow the Quibi receipts, Jason Blum has got a lot of cash stored up in those Quibi coffers, or
Quibi.
Quibi's a fun word. What if your drinking word is Quibi? Next week we'll do the drinking game, and the word's going to be Quibi.
No.
Oh, because we're gonna be watching a show on Quibi.
I'm gonna try to not say Quibi.
I fucking love Quibi.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I gotta get my homework done first, but I'll try to watch The Stranger on Quibi, and we'll talk.
You have to watch that. What was the other thing you have to watch?
A bunch of other stuff.
I gotta watch Body Cam so we can review it next week. I gotta watch apparently Chernobyl, and I would love
to play Last of Us too.
I'd love to play it eventually, but I don't know. Maybe next year. I gotta finish this semester. I don't know. So we got some Quibbies to look forward to, and I'm so happy to say so. Some not so happy news, and I hate that this is how we're talking. Jessica has been campaigning to talk about the new Conjuring movie on this show since we started, and I keep saying we will talk about it. I just want to wait till there's a little bit of news first, and then we'll like really talk about the news. And the news that we got was The Conjuring 3. The Devil Made Me Do It. It says September 2020 down there. Now this hasn't been confirmed, but word on the street is it is not going to come out in September anymore. It was originally September 11th release date, but they're saying probably going to get pulled, and if it does, probably won't come out until next year. And this movie's finished. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's still in post, but it's largely finished. I mean, it was going to come out this year, and
it's still in post production.
She's so up to date on the Conjuring series. She's been so excited to talk about
it.
I love the Conjuring universe. I have the 5-film collection up on my shelf over there. But I feel like they don't want to move Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
They want it to come out on Halloween. They're not going to release 2 movies in theaters to compete against each other.
Well, Conjuring's... Oh, well, I mean, they'd still be competing, but Conjuring's Warner Brothers, right?
I thought it was produced by Blumhouse, though.
I don't know, man. It's confusing because James Wan produces who's...
Yeah.
I don't know. I know.
Maybe not. Maybe they just don't want to compete with Halloween because they
2
know
horror movies, yeah.
Rush out.
Yeah, and I mean, if any movies come out this year, the market's going to be so competitive because there's not going to be a lot of time for these to not overlap. It might be at this point, and all the theaters have delayed. Again, I feel like every week we got to talk about this because it changes every week. But all the theaters have pushed back their opening dates. You know, Tenet isn't coming out in time. Mulan's not coming out in time. And even what was going to be the first movie we saw, even Russell Crowe's Unhinged isn't coming out on time.
But aren't all drive-ins open right now?
They are, but I don't think any of these movies would lose so much money if they just stuck to like the several dozen drive-ins left in the country, you know?
I guess, but didn't Jurassic Park like make almost like $500,000 over Father's Day weekend?
It did. I guess that's kind of but $500,000 isn't much when you made it,
That's true, but that's how old is that movie? Like 25 years, 30 years?
Yeah.
Like a brand new movie, I guarantee you would sell out drive-ins.
Oh, it would certainly sell. I mean,
and you can play another movie after that.
Yeah. You can do The Conjuring and Halloween in the same night, double feature. Everybody wins. I would do a backflip.
Yeah.
If I could go to that event.
Whatever. It's not coming out this year.
Yeah, it'll be delayed.
It's been 4 years since the second one came out, and I'm like,
But I mean, you had Annabelle Creation, which was
not that great.
It's Creation. The first thing I did not like.
Creation was great.
The one that we saw in the theaters?
No, so Creation's the second one. We saw Annabelle Comes Home in theaters.
Oh, okay.
I like Annabelle Comes Home.
Yeah, that one's like, it was fun.
Yeah, it was like a nice throwback.
It felt like bumps.
I still like the second one a lot more than anything else. I mean, I would say Conjuring 1 and then Annabelle Creation.
I don't like that Nun though.
I specifically like the dynamic of the Warners. That's
Yeah.
what I enjoy about the Conjuring films.
Yeah, I watched The Nun again recently, and I liked it a little bit more the second time around.
The Nun?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
I like the ending of that movie's pretty metal.
yeah.
I'll say that much. Kayla, what do you think of the Conjuring movies? You watch them?
I know I really liked the first one. I need to be refreshed though. What was the second one about?
The second one is the one where the spooky nun debuts. It's like the Warrens go to London to help basically
family.
cleanse a family of their home because they're
Also
being
had a crooked man in it.
and it's also got a crooked man in it. And he's very creepy.
It's because what they believe the entity in itself that is haunting them is not what is actually haunting them. It is actually when the nun gets introduced that is
I've seen it. Okay. I looked it up to see what the thing was in the upside down crosses. I remember that. Like all
So
that.
it was just a nice twist, I guess, for a second movie for them to come out rather than it just being them cleansing another family in a haunted house.
I will say
Yeah,
that
I liked it.
was disappointed that it wasn't Amityville because at the end of the first one they were talking about, there's this house in Amityville, and
I was surprised they had the restraint to just skip over Amityville. Yeah.
why wouldn't you do that?
Maybe because they're like there's for 3 dozen Amityville movies, let's just
Yeah.
do something different. Which I respect that because I the first thing I would think is do the Amityville story with them, but and I would because they have a little scene of it in the second one, right? If it starts with them getting the Amityville thing over with.
I think so.
I remember something with Lorraine Warren like reenacting one of the like crimes in the house or something like that. I don't know. On a long enough timeline, maybe they'll say, "Well, never mind. Go back and do the Amityville movie anyway." But no, it's sad. I'm sad that. I mean, this seems to be what's just going to happen to every major release anyway, so I guess it was inevitable. 2021 will be a stacked movie year. At this rate, it's going to be very busy.
There's going to be no dumping ground in 2021. Every month is going to have at least 3 like big hits.
Yeah, it's going to be. I guess it's going to be good. It's going to be tough for the studios to make money, but it's going to be good for us who want to watch them. I'll probably still want to go drive-in though. Just keep hammering that home every week. I want to go to drive-in. I don't want to go to Regal or whatever, So lastly, before we hop into our trailers, we were wondering when it would officially come out, but Lovecraft Country on HBO. Oh, which I didn't mention is, of course, our book club pick for July. Run out and get your copy. We're reading Lovecraft Country all month. There he is. He's got it. He's got his copy coming out of the frame there. We got a poster, and August 16th is when Lovecraft Country will officially debut on HBO. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited to come at it from the angle of comparing it to the novel, which we'll be able to do after we read it this month. And beyond that, it just looks like a really cool series. Kayla, have you seen anything for Lovecraft Country? Are you familiar with that at all?
No, I didn't even hear about it until I read your notes from today.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
just saw Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams, so I'm interested.
Yeah, it's got a great team behind it. Allegedly based on a good book. We'll find out this month. Get your copy now, kids.
Wait, so is it a show or a movie?
It's a miniseries.
It's a miniseries. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just probably. I don't think it's going to be a multi-season show, but
No.
yeah, it looks great. There's a couple trailers out for that one, and it looks cool. I almost said it.
It looks spooky.
Spooky.
Yeah, it's spooky. So yeah, I'm glad we got a date on that. I felt like for some reason that would get delayed because they weren't giving a day out for some reason.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we now know and to look forward to that. And of course, come back July 30th. We'll discuss Lovecraft Country. I have to do all my homework, and I also have to read Lovecraft Country first before I do all those other things. I got to do the homework I assigned myself as well. All right, let's hop into our trailers. We got a couple of them. I so much wish we could just play them on the stream. It was so fun, but we'll just. I do have I do have the links that I'll put in the chat. So if anybody wants to pull them up and watch them as we talk about them, they can do it that way. Yeah, here it comes. So the first one we got is for a film called The Beach House, which is going to premiere on Shudder. Exclusive. Oh, that would have been a good drinking game word, Shudder. You wouldn't have to take a shot.
I almost thought about that, and I was like, maybe not.
But yeah, we got a trailer for a film called The Beach House, and that will be on Shudder. Did you guys get a chance to watch that? What'd you think?
I did. It was really gross and awful, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks so cool. I'm really interested to see like what those creatures are.
Yeah, the ones with the buttholes.
Very interested.
Yeah, like a weird wormhole, like not a space wormhole, but a hole with worms in it in her foot.
It looks actually terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, what it is.
It looks very strange because the title is The Beach House, but it sounds as though they say that there's something wrong with the water.
Yeah, like the surrounding area. Yeah.
So is it just the surrounding area around the beach house that? So I'm interested in trying to figure out what exactly is going on in this movie.
That trailer took a hard turn because when they got there, they're like, "Oh, this place looks, the same or whatever." They were talking about the house. I'm like, "Oh, it's a haunted house, whatever." Yeah. And then I was like, "What is going on? Is it aliens? Like, I don't know."
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks very kind of Lovecraftian, yucky stuff on the beach.
Yeah.
Body horror. We mentioned we're into some body horror around here. It looks like worms are going to be coming in and out of.
You guys are into body horror. Into that crap. That's all you.
I think this looks cool. I think it's coming out sometime this month. I definitely want to get around to do an episode on The Beach House because this thing looks right in my alley. And there was another movie that came out earlier this year that I want to get to called Sea Fever. That is also some sort of body horror, like boat on the ocean, some wormy deal.
God.
Worms freak me out. Worms are gross, man.
The worst nightmare ever.
Worms get in your body.
Try it. You get a tapeworm. Oh my God.
You hate it. You hate to find a worm inside yourself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We got a trailer. This one's kind of technicalities. I don't know if this really counts, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. For a movie called Greenland.
I was so surprised.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I was surprised.
Geostorm for the first time.
I knew Connor would be excited about Greenland.
I don't know.
Excited about Greenland?
End of the world shit actually really scares me though.
Yeah.
So this will scare me. Yeah.
It seems so unrealistic to me.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know. It freaked the trailer freaked me
there
out.
was a lot of science that went into Geostorm, and that the idea of Geostorm, if you didn't know this, was actually brought up by like a 9-year-old.
I didn't know that.
The writer's daughter, like there was a news story about like climate change, and she said, "Why don't they make something to change the climate?" And he's like, "Huh."
Great question.
So, the concept of Geostorm was come up with by a 9-year-old.
I feel that, and
I
this.
hope she got some credit for that.
Yeah, she better get residuals.
Yeah.
She did.
It better go towards like her Pizza Hut money or something for sure. Yeah, Greenland looks like the most Gerard Butler movie. Like if you made an AI come up with a Gerard Butler movie, this is it, right?
I just hope he stopped some bank robbers in the progress, because I fucking love Den of Thieves.
I love the Den, dude.
I don't know. It's just I don't know.
I
Has
think
Gerard Butler been in other like horror?
I don't think this is a horror.
Sci-fi.
I don't know. It scares the shit out of me. Anything to do with like a meteor coming in and the world ending.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
This does look a little more less ridiculous than I think Gerard Butler movies tend to get. Like, because he's always like saving the president, and he's going to space and doing some ridiculous. Like, that's not. He's just your average Gerard Butler. He's just trying to
the president 3 times. He's going to save the president a 4th time.
He's just trying to provide for his family and not get hit by meteors. You know,
the first thing I thought was like War of the Worlds when I saw it, because that movie scared the crap out of me, and it's an alien movie, and I was like, this could happen.
I thought of
That was World War Z when I was watching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, everyone's trying to escape in a way to get to somewhere else, which I guess is the premise of the movie, is they're trying to get to a bunker out in Greenland.
Yeah.
So
I will say, even though this is about space rocks, watching a trailer for like any sort of end of world thriller it just feels a little more tense right now. You know,
Gives you that visceral reaction of like, oh god.
seeing people panicking and running away from something, and it's just like, ah, shit.
I guess the reason why I say it looks unrealistic, because if I admit that it looks realistic, then I'm admitting that it's possible.
Well, I definitely think it's possible for space rocks to kill us all.
I know.
Yeah, and that's terrifying. That thought, I think about that way too much.
Space rocks?
Space rocks, yeah.
I
think
would
about it way too
really
much.
hope that we have the technology and everything to predict this stuff from happening.
I think if space rocks were coming to kill us, we definitely like know way in advance. I don't know if you can do anything about it unless you like land Bruce Willis on the space rock and he detonates them, something like that.
Gerard,
That's what I'm hoping.
In the trailer, they predict where it's supposed to land, but it doesn't land there.
Yeah, they mess up their space rocks
They
calculations.
fuck it up. So,
And that's pretty scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't get it. Should I tell him? Should I tell him I said it?
He said the S word.
this is my last one. I'm over after this one. I can't do it.
This is your design. You did this.
You just
No one's forcing this.
Oh yeah, speaking of, we'll go back, an hour and 15 minutes. I've started rewatching Hannibal on Netflix.
Fantastic.
I have to finish watching it.
So good.
Yeah, Hannibal is now on Netflix, for those who don't know. Wonderful. Kale, have you ever seen Hannibal before? The show?
Yeah, I started watching that, I think around when it first came out, and for some reason I didn't finish the first season. So now it's like it's been so long that I need to go back and rewatch it, because I do want to watch it, because it was really good when I did watch it. So
Yeah.
And Daddy Mads
This
is
is
in
my
it.
4th or 5th time.
Daddy Mads.
Oh my god, girl.
Daddy Mads.
Wow, you are so on brand with that statement.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
We stand Mickelson around here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the only reason I played Death Stranding.
Get more time with Mads.
It was like Mads. I'll spend $60 on him.
Mads and a baby.
The only
Yeah,
reason I
you know,
finished Death
walk
Stranding
around.
was just because of the baby. So
I walked around
Oh.
for 50 hours.
Save that Mads baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If anybody hasn't, everyone should go flood Netflix and watch Hannibal, because I want the algorithm to shoot up and they like renew it for a 4th season or something.
I think it was on the top 10 chart at some.
Yeah, I think it was like number 2 or number 3 when it first dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, I would love to see them get like a movie to end it or something.
At least like or an extended 4th season just to end it.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I would love it. Hannibal's like an all-timer for me. So
And Hannibal.
Did a 2-part 4th season, 7 episodes. 3
You thought about this.
I'm really sad about Ozark ending, by the way. I know it's not horror, but Ozark is great.
okay,
because I have an earbud in, I'm like, don't.
Oh, I thought you were scared of Ozark spoiler.
I am.
Oh, okay,
I'm not spoiling Ozark, but
Okay.
the 4th season is the last season. It's split
Okay.
up into 2 parts, 7 episodes each.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I need to get back to Ozark.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I haven't seen it.
I'd
I've
started.
only seen 2 episodes. I keep
Yeah.
having to restart and watch it, and then I forget about it.
There's too much to watch, especially when you have to do all your homework first. It's really
Yeah, I've noticed it's harder.
Next week, the word is going to be homework.
No, it really is. Like, I noticed
be.
it's harder for me to get around to things now that I have to watch them.
Oh yeah. It's hard. You gotta like schedule it in your week.
Yeah, because I only watched the movie we're going to be reviewing last time because like I just kept procrastinating. So I was like, I have to do this.
I'm sorry, I made you watch it.
Yeah, you made me watch it.
Well, I don't think anybody will have to get Connor to watch this next trailer, and I pretty much included it
You don't need to coerce me into this one.
exclusively because I don't even really know much about it, but I know he will have so much to say about the trailer for Kids See Ghosts, an animated series based off the art, the lore of Kanye West and Kid Cudi. Can you tell me about this, Connor?
Yeah, because I don't understand it.
I don't know much about the story, but it is an anime. I can't remember the artist's name, but he did the cover for the album of Kids See Ghosts. Kid Cudi voices Kid Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And Kanye Bear, that's voiced by Kanye. It sounds like he only makes like grunts.
Yeah, there was no dialogue in the trailer that I remember. It was all.
No, I mean, Kid Cudi's the only one that actually had.
He said mother.
Yeah, that was Kanye has no lines except "Woo?" Either way, I can't fucking wait for this.
It was
He
cool.
has a series coming out based on his next album, and now he has a series based around Kids See Ghosts. Either way, I'm so excited for this. The animation looks so cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna come up with a cool story to go along with it. I think it's landing at Apple.
I was gonna ask, where do I watch this? It's on any Apple TV thing.
Because Kanye recently announced he has like 4 projects in the works at Apple. He has like 3 documentaries and then this series coming out. So I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, it's got like a cool spooky art style. I thought.
Yeah, like the graveyard scene was really cool.
Yeah. This looks neat. I don't know much about it, but I knew you would be able to fill me in.
Yeah. I still don't know much about it, but the trailer is so cool.
I could not tell what it was about by the trailer. I was like, they're all over the place.
There's spooky graveyards. There's Yeezys,
Yeah, the Yeezy spot was so shameless.
which
Mhm.
you'll be able to afford now. You don't have to spend $400 on a pair of Yeezys. You can just go to the Gap, buy some Yeezys.
You saw Yeezys at Gap.
Yeah, Yeezy signed a 10-year deal with Gap.
Kanye is doing a collab with Gap.
Yeah. So I'm
Fascinating.
selling all my clothes and I'm getting a strictly Kanye Yeezy.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
It's gonna be, whenever the line drops, I'm gonna have my foot in frame the whole time.
You think maybe that's what we can get sponsored by? Because the G Fuel thing's not happening, so maybe we get.
Don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's watching. If you can get this out to G Fuel, I drink a shit ton of your product, like a whole lot of it.
Doesn't G Fuel have like lead in it or something?
I don't fucking know. but it
I
just-
read like a story that it has some really bad shit in it.
I start screaming involuntarily.
There's some like scandal behind G Fuel that you should look into before you drink more of it.
I don't care about lead poisoning. If they give us money and free G Fuel, I'm all for it.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is.
G Fuel allegedly contains more than the safe harbor daily dosage of lead.
I don't care.
It is known to cause cancer and birth defects as well as other reproductive harm.
What's lead doing in there?
We might have a stupid baby.
What baby?
Down the line, if we ever have one, it'll be stupid because I drink too much of this shit.
Why would they have? Why did
I
lead?
don't
get in?
know.
I don't know.
I
You,
don't know.
you ever hear? Yeah. You ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever hear the term "I'll put some lead in your pencil"?
No.
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 They don't even put lead in pencils anymore because it's too dangerous. They put graphite.
Yeah. This is what's putting lead in your pencil.
I just don't. why did they get some lead in there? You know, like what was?
I don't know. Whatever reasoning they have, it works.
It's doing the body good.
I can't stop talking.
Well, maybe that helps our chances of getting sponsored.
There it is.
What's that?
Each packet of serving of G Fuel contains 150 milligrams of caffeine. G Fuel is generally considered safe to drink and is vegan, sugar-free, kosher, and gluten-free. However, the product does contain lead.
If there's any G Fuel, it's good.
What a description!
This is alleged. This is
from February of this year.
We'll tell everybody that the lead is only trace, and we'll spike your number.
Shameless. Oh my god.
Why is there lead in there? It seems like it'd be so easy to not put lead in your food.
Allegedly.
Like most places don't put lead in their drinks.
Allegedly.
Nowhere should.
I would be willing to say nowhere, but it's not true. G Fuel has lead in their food. So.
Allegedly.
Well, don't let that.
I'm glad I brought that up.
Yeah, don't let that deter you from sponsoring us, G Fuel.
Live your life, Connor. Do you, man?
Testament to the product that Connor knows there's lead in it, and he's going in for another gulp right now. So you can expect that he is committed to your brand. I don't know if I want to hitch my cart to that, but he will drink it still.
Just don't have any kids, all right?
How about you mention it? I think tastes a little bit of lead.
Oh my god! Stop!
Oh, it's got kind of that lead flavor.
Oh my god!
I love it. It's kind of like I'm drinking pennies.
It's got kind of that
Copper, but you know
It's
what?
sort of metallic-y.
Yeah.
a little paint flavor in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Okay.
You got anything else that you think for?
Any other scandal?
I see you looking up G Fuel facts.
No, the CEO, he had come out with an official statement in regards to lead being in G Fuel.
Whoops.
I won't read the whole thing, but basically, I'll just read the end. G Fuel is made with naturally occurring vitamins and minerals which absorb lead through soil like all natural vitamins, minerals, fruits, and vegetables grown in soil. G Fuel is well below the FDA's limits. So they're admitting that there is lead in it, but it's just below the limits, which makes it FDA certified and approved. So
I like it.
Healthy lead.
I poured my heart and soul into the business. My kids and entire family drink G Fuel as well.
Oh, kids are allowed to drink. There you go. There you go, Connor.
Hell yeah. I don't think any kid should drink this.
No.
That's our slogan.
No kid should drink this.
I poured my heart and soul into this business and copious amounts of. All right.
Yeah, under the FDA regulated amount. Anyways, what's our next trailer?
Yeah, let's move on from that.
Yep. The show is.
You just ruined our sponsorship.
I'm
sorry.
As somebody who plays games on the internet, Kayla, I'm ashamed that you are not drinking lead.
Okay, listen. The only reason I brought it up is because it was a huge thing because all these gamers who were sponsored by G Fuel were like, oh, never mind. And like a lot of people dropped it. So,
Yeah, they have a lot of lawsuits.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. My body is riddled with lead poisoning. I guess I won't drink it anymore.
I already have a lot of problems. Am I going to die?
Well, you know what, Connor? We have given you the information. It is up to you to do with it as you please.
Well,
Knowledge is power.
Like 2 containers full, so I'm going to have to get through that before I can.
I expect to see you drinking it just the same next week.
Oh,
We got a trailer for a documentary film called The Mothman Legacy. Now, I am all on board with this because I love me some Mothman.
I love Mothman. Wasn't there a Kevin Costner movie?
Richard Gere.
It was Richard Gere. Okay, I remember when that came out when I was like 7. Like, I was preteen. I was young, and that movie came out. I was fucking terrified.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably, I'd say, an underrated movie.
It really is.
Movies.
I think I saw that at a drive-in, actually. It was one of my first drive-in movies.
under the stars, got a Mothman flying over your head.
Yeah, I think it came out around the same time as the remake of The Omen, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they did a double feature of The Omen and Mothman.
Okay.
And that was a rough time. I think Mothman played first, and then it was The Omen. And at the first sign of it was like a really coincidental time, but like during The Omen, this is when like people still projected film. The film burned.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it was really fucking terrifying.
They have a statue in
Point Pleasant.
Yeah,
because
Moth.
that's like the central hub of the Mothman activity.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Especially since it seems to be a documentary.
Yeah. It's got like.
Is it a fake documentary or a real documentary?
I think
real.
I think it's real.
Okay.
I think dramatizations in it, but I think it's real interviews with people who have encountered the Mothman.
Okay.
Supposedly.
I couldn't tell by the trailer. I was like, it seems like this is like legit people, but I couldn't tell. It was like a mockumentary type
For
thing.
those who don't know the Mothman legacy, can you give us some background information on it?
Yeah. So it. And
'Cause I know nothing.
I feel like I've tried to talk to you about Mothman before, and you wouldn't hear it. You're like, don't give it, because I wanted to go to. They have like a festival in Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
I know what it's about, but you're more versed in it than me, so I want to hear you explain.
I only know who Mothman is from Fallout. That is the extent of
Wait, they have Mothman
existence.
in Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a reoccurring thing in Fallout.
The rights to Fallout, and there's the series coming from the guys who made it. Was Jonathan Nolan, who was Christopher Nolan's brother.
What?
They did Westworld. It's coming to Amazon.
Yeah, they're making a.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this was back in the '60s. I want to say. It might even be older than that. But there was sort of this phenomenon in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Well, I think it's West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
This phenomenon over like a course of several weeks, where this town kept getting terrorized by sightings of this thing that they eventually called the Mothman. And it was like very, very classic stories of like, a couple teenagers driving down the street causing some mayhem, and then this thing lands down in front of their car and stands up, and it's the size of a man, but it has wings and glowing red eyes, and they drove away and it was chasing them, like flying over their car. And there was all these different sightings for all these people independently all throughout town. It clearly something was happening, and they were seeing something. Whether it was a giant mutated Mothman, I can't say. But clearly they were all experiencing something at the same time in this town. People started getting visits, allegedly from what you would call like men in black, like government agents. Anybody who reported to have seen the Mothman would get weird, menacing phone calls about what they had seen, even though they hadn't talked to reporters or like hadn't shared that info publicly. People would call and somehow know that they had seen the Mothman, or they'd visit them at their front door in the middle of the night and want to be like, don't tell anybody about Mothman. There was people who had seen it would experience these weird rashes in their eyes, like their eyes would go bloodshot, and they develop these rashes around their eyes. And then it all sort of culminates the sort of lore around Mothman now is the idea is he shows up before like an imminent disaster. And so as all this was happening, it culminates in this massive bridge collapse where all these cars like traffic was backed up on this bridge over this river, and it collapsed, and all these cars fell in the river, and a bunch of people died. And then nobody saw Mothman ever again after that. So the narrative that takes place is whatever Mothman is, it showed up and terrorized people as some weird warning that they were all in danger, and the government knew about whatever it was, and they were somehow related, and then it went away. And I feel like there's not really been anything comparable to that. People still like think they see a Mothman or whatever, but the phenomenon, I'm really interested in just that one phenomenon, because clearly the town was experiencing something. And there's all these different records and stories that are all consistent somehow. The whole town of thousands of people. So it's not, and this is way before internet. So it's like information was not traveling as quickly and as freely. So it'd been really hard to like build a big elaborate hoax like this. So something was happening, I don't know, a bridge collapse. Maybe everybody was seeing a big weird bird. I don't know. But it seems like something outside the ordinary was certainly happening. And there's really no consensus on what it was outside of maybe it's the Mothman.
A gas leak.
Oh yeah, or everybody was
Affected the whole town.
Why?
Everybody was drinking.
G Fuel.
I have the peach
Oh, God.
flavor. I don't know what they were drinking, what flavor they were drinking, but they were drinking some variation of G Fuel.
Yeah, I heard they mine all the minerals for G Fuel out of water beds from Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
So that could be it.
There it is.
Yeah, I love Mothman. I've always been fascinated by like conspiracy and cryptozoology my whole life, and Mothman's like the only one I really hold on to. Like I let go of Loch Ness Monster a long time ago. I don't believe anymore, sadly. I let go of Sasquatches. But this Mothman, I don't know. Something's interesting about this moth fella. So I'm pretty enthusiastic about a documentary that's looking at maybe modern cases of Mothman, because you don't really hear about it that much. You know, he could be out there. He's flying around, you know?
Is he only from like that spot, or is there other claims around the country, or is it like that's just the area?
So it's opened up since then that now people think they see it around the world, and there's been reported sightings of him before other disasters. The only one that really comes to mind is reportedly there's some very questionable photos of like on September 11th, you know, the Mothman flying through the sky in New York, or like being near a building and stuff like that. That's sort of the legacy it's had, the Mothman legacy. That's a omen. So every time there's one of these big disasters, some weirdo will say, yeah, he saw the Mothman there beforehand. That's more of this. I think it'll be. Hey, is that some of Kayla's emotes in the chat there?
Hi, Andog.
Thanks for joining us. So yeah, I'm excited for Mothman. I think Connor's excited for Mothman. Are you excited to finally learn about Mothman?
So excited.
Perfect.
I'm intrigued. I don't know if I'm like hyped, but I'm intrigued. Yeah.
Mothman hype all day. Wings up. We're almost to our trailers. I promise. We're almost to our review. We're almost to our review for the night. We did also get a trailer for, where is it? Into the Dark, the new Into the Dark film over on Hulu, coming from Blumhouse. This one is called Current Occupant. We still haven't gotten to the last Into the Dark movie called Good Boy. We are definitely getting to that because it's a little killer puppy. This one is about a guy who wakes up in a mental institution and is being told that he's the president of the United States, or at least believes he's the president of the United States.
Yeah, I don't think anybody tells him he's the president of the United States, but he thinks he is. I think he gets to a certain point where he believes he is, and they try and tell him that he's not. I think that nobody's going to believe him.
Yeah, that's what I got from it too.
I'll drink
all the time.
I'll drink ounces of G Fuel before bed, and I wake up and I'm like, president?
Yeah, I don't know. He has like amnesia or something, like some sort of amnesia where he's forgotten who he is or why he's there. So,
or maybe he's the president.
Yeah,
because we don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of mystery to this one.
Yeah.
I will say I'm not that excited for this one.
No,
I am.
I think it's a pretty good book.
To mental, in a mental institution where someone thinks they're the president. Seems like a step down in concept.
Well, I mean, if their whole thing is like they tie it into something that month. So like it's July, 4th of July, patriotic. So this is the weird sort of riff on that. I think it's a pretty cool setup. Whether someone's the president or not, you know.
How you feel about this trailer is how I feel about the next trailer.
Really? I'm like, fuck yeah, inject that in my veins.
Yeah.
Really?
Our last trailer is for a movie called Benny Loves You. I haven't put in the links in the chat. I'll do that for Benny Loves You because you gotta see it. You gotta.
I mean, it's just Elmo. It's freaking Elmo. I watched it and I'm like, it's literally Elmo.
Yeah.
No, it's Benny, and
okay, but
he might murder a few people, and that's fine because he loves you.
Oh my god.
Benny Loves You.
Sounds and looks like Elmo.
He looks kind of like an Elmo figure. Yeah, it's a kid who grows up. with this stuffed animal that he thinks it protects him from monsters at night. Becomes a full-grown man, still holds on to this Benny doll. It's very special to him. And then he has to give it up, or like they make him give it up because they're like, you're a grown man, can't be hanging out with Benny anymore. So he throws him away. And Benny does not like being thrown away.
Benny's pissed.
Benny wants somebody to play with him, and he's coming back for vengeance in a big bad way.
Oh yeah, I think my favorite part was in the beginning when the demon was coming out of the hallway, and the mom gives the kid Benny, and he's like, "Oh, is it gonna protect me from demons in the hallway?" And she's like, "No."
My favorite part is when Benny jumps out of the window and does like a superhero landing. Stands up. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I think this movie looks awesome.
Have you guys seen or reviewed Puka yet? And the sequel to Puka?
No,
I've not seen. I know that's an Into the Dark thing. I've not seen. I think Puka's the one. I feel like that's held as like the best one.
It's very good.
because that's the one I've seen. Is I'm just fucking with you.
Mm.
That's the best one I've seen.
Wait, that's the one at the the motel?
Yeah,
So good.
it was.
I haven't seen that
That was
either.
really good.
I haven't seen Puka. Puka's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I think that you guys would enjoy watching / talking about Puka. Like the first, because there's the first one and the second one is like it becomes like a viral internet thing, and I don't know, it's really good.
Might have to check this out.
Interesting.
I have to check out Puka. I will definitely check out Benny Loves You. 'Cause
Oh my god.
I think this looks like a blast.
Yeah.
I think little cute. It looks like there's other puppets and things that get in on the fun. There's
Oh,
other
wow.
toys that want to kill people.
It's that slasher movie you guys have been asking for, so there you go.
That's good. The first
Be the next slasher icon.
Benny. He's right up there with the greats. Maybe he could be in Bruce Campbell's movie.
Oh God.
This looks great. I don't know. I don't think there's any word on when we should expect to watch Benny Loves You, but wherever I can, I will. I hope Benny Loves You at the drive-in very soon
Oh boy.
because I think it looks like some great low-budget fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we finally got through our trailers, so it is time for the review portion of our show.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to this one. It's a Blumhouse movie by the name of I lost it. It's You Should Have Left is what it's called. There's a little bacon action right there in your face, so Baconator. You Should Have Left, the latest feature-length release from Blumhouse. I guess this was geared for a theatrical release, didn't get it, so now it's VOD rental. One of those more costly rentals. So I know, Kayla. I think you said you split the cost with a couple people.
Yeah, we had I had like a Discord movie night and we split it amongst like 5 or 6 people because I was like, that's the only way we're gonna watch it is if we split the cost.
That's a good approach.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about this one. It's called You Should Have Left. It's I think written and directed by David Coep, who has done a couple horror projects before. He's making the new Bride of Frankenstein movie, I know.
When I was watching this, I was like, this reminds me a lot of Stir of Echoes, which was another spooky Kevin Bacon movie, and Secret Window. Like, those are 2 movies that instantly came to mind. And I looked it up, and I was like, I looked at the director's movies, and I was like, oh, he literally wrote and directed both of these.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I've heard a lot of people like before I saw it comparing it to Secret Window a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret Window and Stir of Echoes, like, instantly, like, in my mind, like, in the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of both of these movies. And Stir of Echoes is great. But surprisingly, he did both of them, so it makes sense that those movies were in my mind. And he did Mordecai.
Johnny Depp, Mordecai. Brilliant. Brilliant. He's got like a little mustache. I love that. Yeah, the movie's called You Should Have Left. It's about Kevin Bacon plays, naturally he is an older gentleman, so he plays an older gentleman. He plays father. Amanda Seyfried plays his wife, and they have a young girl together. She's like a Hollywood actor. He's like an investor, or
He was a banker.
a banker.
Mhm.
So he kind of comes from old school money. She's a lot young. Obviously, the actor's a lot younger than him, which we thought might be kind of weird when they're promoting this movie. I know people were kind of creeped out by that, but it's very much a plot thing that there's this big age discrepancy between the two of them. And in an attempt to kind of take a break from life, they go out to this very nice modern house out in the countryside, take a little trip together, and it turns out, whoops, the house is like sort of haunted, and things unravel from there. So that's the general setup of You Should Have Left. So let's go around the room kind of briefly. Connor, what do you think of the film?
I loved it.
Loved it. Okay.
I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, but by the time the movie ended, I was like, wow, this was actually really good. Loved Kevin Bacon's performance. I don't know. I really liked it. There was a lot of jumps, like right away within like the first like 10 minutes. I was jumping.
Yeah.
Daughter's bedroom. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Really going off with a bang. So
Oh, I know.
after that, I was glued to it. Couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I wanted to know what was going to happen next. there was so many twists, like unraveling the mystery, like these never-ending like turns. The walls being longer than what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
When he was outside and told the daughter to grab her coat, that whole entire sequence, I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on? So any movie that keeps me guessing, and like, I mean, spoilers? Are we doing? Okay, I see the spoilers.
We got the spoiler banner, so yeah, we'll be getting deep into the plot of.
I figured that he really actually. I didn't know if he murdered or like was complacent to the mom's or the original wife's death. Either way, I knew he had something to do with it. Like that wasn't really a mystery to me, but the mystery of the house and how they were going to get out of that had me.
Is this from your Discord, Kayla? Is that
Yeah.
you guys call it Thirsty House? The house is thirsty.
It really is because
It is.
there's a lot of water involved.
The water, yeah.
Either way,
houses do be sipping in this movie.
Guessing what was going to happen, how they were going to get out of it, what was really happening, what was in his mind, what wasn't. Any movie that keeps me guessing is a plus in my book, and that kept me guessing.
Okay. All right. He loves it. What did you think? Because you were giving me your live clip. We didn't get to watch this one together. So
No, it was very sad. No, I want to hear Kayla's thoughts
okay,
first.
we'll have Kayla go first.
Well, I definitely agree with Connor that like it started so fast, which I was really happy about, because when I saw the length of the movie, I was like, are we not going to get like anything interesting until halfway through? But because it was short, I think they had to start it, early on. I really, the thing that made me even want to watch it was just in the trailer when they talked about the walls being not the right size and there's something kind of off about it. And like him looking at himself in the window, like that made me interested. I do think that the acting was like on point with the main cast. The only thing I wish is that it was longer. Like I wish there was more elaborate, like because that's what we all, my friends that I watched it with were thinking like, I wish they would elaborate more on like the weird stuff the house is doing, like I think it kind of like all this stuff was happening and then it just like kind of abruptly ended. And I could have watched more of the movie. So I guess that's like a good thing. Like I wanted more of it, but also it feels like they left stuff out they could have expanded on.
Yeah,
So.
we said that a lot about other movies we reviewed is, a good movie makes you want more. And this did make me want more. And so I think that's a sign of a good movie when you want more, you want to learn more about it without taking away of like, I wish they explained this more, and I didn't really like it because I didn't know too much of like they didn't explain things.
Yeah.
They explain things, you learned about certain things, but you still wanted more, and I think that's a sign of a good movie.
And I do want to like what Pastry's talking about. The one thing that about the time thing was, how when her phone goes off in the house and there's the phone outside. Like we thought that was going to be, oh, it's her phone, but maybe it's a different time. But then it was just her cheating. So it was kind of like,
I thought
that would have been cool if it was, the same phone.
They just like really early.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they never go back to it.
They did that earlier in the movie too, when they first, I think, what was it, like the first night that they,
where he gets up and wanders off.
when he gets up and he wanders off and he comes back, it's like hours have gone by.
It's like 5 hours later.
I thought that was cool.
Because he thought it was like just minutes, but she was like, where have you been?
I think that's weird too. Why didn't she go looking for him?
Because she's selfish.
She's like, all right, bye. I'm gonna go sleep.
She's been texting her side.
Keep track of her other phone.
Yeah. You thought the movie was very, and I'm going to say the word. You don't have to take another shot, Connor. You thought the movie was pretty scary, didn't you? Because
my god!
You had texted me that you were going to shit your pants. Was the exact.
And did you? We need to know.
No, I love doing all this specifically because I'm able to watch the movies with Taylor, but we didn't get to watch this one together, and and I definitely thought, like, the first 4 minutes, I jumped like 4 times. I screamed really, really loud one time. I mean, I think I called him twice, and then I kept texting, and he didn't answer. I actually had to pause the movie because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this. Because I was so scared because I just don't do well with scary movies, and I talk through my fear, so I'm constantly talking through the movie like, oh my gosh, don't go through there, why are you going through there, that's such a stupid idea, and then something happens and I scream in the middle of
it's true.
So,
it's true. You will announce I am scared, or I'm not having a good time, or why are we doing this, or fuck this. And
no, but I thoroughly really enjoyed the movie. I really liked it. I do wish they would have expanded more on the house. I know that the local grocer guy, he kind of explained it a little bit. With the houses that were there before and the tower and everything, but I felt like I needed to know more of like how he picked. Was it the house that was picking people and like following them around and like making them come to the house, or was it? I felt like I needed more information. I would have liked it to be a full-length 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I will say I'm disappointed because it is based on a book.
Yeah.
And we've seen like horror books be adapted into miniseries.
That's true. Yeah.
10 episodes of hour-long episodes. We've seen it done with The Outsider, Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
Why Blumhouse wouldn't option this as one of their TV projects, I'm not sure, because they could have really gotten more into it, and I think I would have liked it a lot more. Even though I do really like the movie, I think I would have liked it way more if it was, an 8-hour, 10-hour miniseries.
I did see pastries that house was picking people. Both characters thought the other. I texted them a link to the house.
Yeah.
So the house is like it's a little more sentient than even.
And that's what you could have gotten into if it was a miniseries. You could have gotten into the backstory of the house, why it's picking certain people, why the townspeople know about it but can't stop it. You could have gotten into all of this if it was a miniseries.
I'm interested in those townspeople because the guy's like, yeah, that shit's haunted up the hill.
Yeah, he was so weird.
Like, all right, dude, it's not up to me. The house chose you.
Yeah.
Even that random woman who was trying to block his car.
Yeah.
That was strange.
Have you seen him yet?
Yeah. They're just like,
not into this. How do they know about that? Because at the end, you kind of have the idea that it's just a manifestation of your guilt.
Like, is it a cult thing where the town is in on it also? Like, they have to do it because then they're not prosecuted for the sins that they've committed?
unless they're survivors, because they talk about how some people stay, some people make it out.
Yeah, maybe the
Yeah.
whole town's haunted, and it's just like house projecting people out into the town. Because we see at the end he stays behind, and we had seen the shadow moving around the house. He was running into other iterations of himself. So maybe these are people who got stuck in the house's game or whatever it is, and
That's one thing I love about the movie is the use of shadows.
Mm-hmm.
That's very prominent, and like I was always looking at the shadows. I was like, something seems off.
Freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm kind of agreeing with everything you guys are saying as far as wanting more, because I just wish there was more of the second half of the movie. Once Amanda Seyfried's character leaves, and then it's really relying on, let's figure out what this house is about, how does it work, the impossible space, the loss of time. I wanted more and more of that, and it feels like it doesn't really kick off until our character leaves. But you spend a lot of time on the sort of family drama component of it, and that didn't tie into the horror aspect of it in a way that I thought was very interesting. And I do know it's based on a book, which I haven't read, and apparently the David Coep had written a script sort of about this already. He brought it to Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon had read this book and said, hey, I'm reading a book that's kind of like that. And so you got some sort of weird mishmash of the two ideas. So I'm not sure how much of the idea of an older man married to a younger woman and not being able to relate to her and keep her interest. I don't know if that's there in the book or not. But yeah, I agree. I obviously the book that it made me think of, and I talked about this when we looked at the trailer, was a different book called House of Leaves, which is a horror book sort of a horror book that I love so much. And that is, it literally has that scene of the protagonist going outside with like measuring tape and putting out the room. Hey, it's bigger on the inside than the outside. How's that possible? And rooms that were not there previously showing up and new doors popping up. So when I was seeing that, I was like, oh, we're so close to one of the most brilliant things about House of Leaves, but then we get away from it and kind of go back to the family drama stuff. So I agree. That's what I thought was most interesting about it. What was most scary about it, and I wanted more of that. I wanted, like you guys are saying, 2 hours. I know even another 20 minutes of that would have been great.
Yeah.
I think the family drama tied into it a lot. I think it was very, very important, because if they were just a happy-go-lucky family, I think things would have been definitely different. I think it added a lot to the frustration that he was feeling, where he started to get very anxious and angsty, and same with her as well. So
you know what? And I watched this movie last night. Finally, it took me all week to get to it. Yeah. I was so tired, and I watched one half of it and fell asleep. And I woke up and watched the other half. And I just like now remembered. Oh yeah, there's a whole thing at the end where you find out he killed his wife. How did you guys feel about that deal? Do you think it was super obvious and telegraphed? Or did you?
I had a feeling he was hiding something.
Right.
I had a guess he had something to do with it, like I explained earlier. I knew he had something to do with it. I don't know if he outright murdered her or was just complacent. Saw her and didn't really do anything. But yeah,
to her.
Yeah.
Suicide. So.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't too surprised that he really had something to do with it. He didn't, could have saved her, but didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of figured that was where it was going. So I wasn't too shocked at that. I'm shocked that, even though he admitted his guilt, he still stayed. It seems like that's the whole purpose of the house, is for you to confront your guilt and your demons.
Well, because he said that regardless if he did, he would still find him, and he would still end up where he was regardless. So I'm not entirely sure how that works, but from what I could understood, how the house explained it to him was that he would still end up at the house regardless, even if he did leave.
I did like that when they finally get outside, and it's because you watch a movie like a haunted house movie, and you're like, I don't know, just leave, get out of there, get out of there, and then you have that sort of that loop of they're going down the street. Nope, the house is still there. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, you knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
When they're walking for a while, I was like, "There's no way this is them getting out. There's no way." It made me so anxious.
I didn't know that it was gonna happen until he was like, "Yeah, I see some lights. I see some lights," and I'm like, "It's the lights of the house." Yeah. Some points of it were predictable, but for me, it wasn't predictable until like seconds before it had happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like him being the housemate wasn't going to let him. Well, it probably was never going to let him go. But the thing was, it wasn't going to let his family go until he reconciled with his demons and his past and his guilt. And by doing so, I feel like he realized, okay, because of what I've done, I can never be the husband that I need to be. I can never be the father that I need to be. I have to accept the punishment for my crime and my guilt, and basically live in this purgatory house for the rest of my, well, not even life, I guess the rest of his soul's existence. And now he's going to be working at the gas station down the street in Spooky Town or whatever.
It's just a strange concept to think that specific thing in his life of his wrongdoing defines him for the rest of his life. He's not allowed to be able to live as a father or to try and be a good husband or anything like that. He has to self-sacrifice and basically.
I mean, he seemed like, he was passive aggressive, but he did seem like a good father and a good husband.
Yeah.
If anything, she seemed pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of just like
Cage.
Yeah.
Was hiding stuff from him. Didn't really care when like he confronted her about it. It was just really weird.
There you go. That's an interesting morality message.
She was like a horrible character, but I think she played it so well.
Yeah, she did.
I loved her in this movie.
Yeah.
But she had her own demons, She was on him. And
that's interesting. Yeah, the house didn't think that was severe enough to have to live in it forever.
That's what I mean. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I cared more about him than her, and then like.
Yeah, I kind of wanted her to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the house was trying to get him alone, though, to prey on him. Because he took the wife left, and then the house took the daughter. So I feel like it was kind of trying to get him alone.
Now that's a thirsty house.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to have Kevin Bacon trapped within you forever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bacon trapped in me for.
Yeah, but the character really. Yeah, I agree with Paxton, but he also seemed like he was struggling with a lot of stuff internally, and that's why he was trying to like outsource for help and stuff like that. I know he's
journaling.
And journaling and everything like that. I know he outright and said that he has jealousy issues, but I think a lot of the issues he did have was unresolved from lying and kind of getting away with murder.
His own secrets. He was hiding his own secrets, so he couldn't trust the boys.
And to be fair, Amanda Seyfried did not seem like she felt guilty.
That's what I mean.
Like she was just kind of like, okay, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, as soon as he confronted her with it, she was like, "Yep," like didn't try to get out of it.
Well, you don't need to be
She literally says, "Yeah."
You just caught me having
Yeah.
Don't be a douche.
Yeah, she had no shame.
Yeah. It's like you have a daughter and a husband, and you're just gonna say, "Yep,
got me."
Yeah.
Now, was the guy that was playing whatever that thing was that Kevin Bacon in makeup?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The whole time was it him?
Yeah.
I don't know."
When that character first popped up, I thought he looked strikingly like Stephen King. I don't know if you saw that as well, but yeah, I did think that sort of confrontation at the end was a little silly with him whacking him with the pole, and I agree. I kind of wanted more emphasis on like, what was the guy in the house? Was that just supposed to be some weird projection of evil Kevin Bacon, or because that guy was showing up before they even moved there? He was showing up in the rooms and stuff.
That's why I think it's
that is weird.
Of guilt.
Yeah. Guilt is just a weirdo version of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when they got to the house, they ended up talking about like when they wanted to tell the daughter about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, he takes the daughter and says, "I have something to tell you about your daddy."
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a projection of his guilt because he wants to tell the daughter about what happened, but doesn't know like when the right time is.
Yeah.
So I think that's his projection of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that did really throw me off. I was like, when is this guy going to come into the picture of like why he thinks this guy's going after his daughter? I was really confused by that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you guys, I think the house is pretty cool looking though. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd move there. If
It's like a really cool Airbnb.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I'm good.
And I like the old evil aspect of it. They're like, yeah, they tear the house down, they build a new one. That one sucks even more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you can make it look really modern and cool and architecturally different, but nah, it's still shit's haunted. So
The angles are never right.
yeah, that's the stuff I like so much. The cool and pot. They're like, there's no right angles in it. The
Yeah.
door was there last night. Now it's
The
not.
angles,
Yeah,
yeah.
the angles. Yeah.
When he gave him the protractor, I was like, oh god.
Wait,
All right, here we go.
out of 5 triangles, how many triangles do you give this movie?
Interesting.
Triangles.
You know, I will out of a maximum possible 5 triangles.
Yeah.
I'll give it 3 triangles. I liked it, but I didn't love it, and the reason I didn't love it is because I think the promise of what was there with the trailers and marketing of that impossible space House of Leaves thing, you know, there just wasn't as much of it as I liked. There was a lot of build up to that, and you get like 20 minutes of it. But I loved the time loss. I loved his daughter going out the door and she doesn't come out the other side. She's missing. I love, them looping back around on the street. I loved all that stuff. I wish they had a little more time to play around with it. So again, of all critiques, wanting more of it, I guess is not a bad critique to get. But I'd say 3 triangles out of 5.
I'm gonna have to agree. I give it 3 triangles out of 5. For the same reason, it seems like some of those more interesting ideas were kind of squandered or not really expanded on as much as I would like them to be. So for that reason, I give it 3.
Okay. How many triangles do you have?
3.5.
3.5.
That's what I was gonna say.
I really, really liked it a whole lot. I would watch it again.
Okay.
So just because I think there are definitely things that I missed, but 3.5.
3.5. I feel like it's pretty appropriate for it to this have half a triangle in its rating because it's like the house is half a triangle.
Once it comes out on a platform, I'm gonna rewatch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's stuff that you go back and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Half a triangle for Bacon, all on his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin Bacon, that would be good to see in Bruce Campbell's horror expense.
Yeah.
He goes all the way back to the
Yeah.
first Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
In Hollow Man.
Tremors.
Holy shit.
Tremors. Tremors. So
Bro,
good.
Echoes, like the darkness. He's been in a lot of spooky movies.
And Robert Englund even himself came out recently and said he would recommend Kevin Bacon to be the next Freddy Krueger when they do it.
Ooh,
That would be actually good.
that'd be really
Kind
good.
of looks like Freddy Krueger without the makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so rude.
I would love to see him as the next Freddy.
Yeah. If Robert Englund says you can do it,
Yeah,
that's all the endorsement.
yeah, exactly.
I can't believe you're giving to Kevin though. He's a very
Listen.
handsome silver fox. I don't know what he's saying.
He really is. He's a good-looking dude.
I'd ride that triangle.
Holy shit!
Sorry.
All right, what are we watching next week?
On that note, next week, yes, we'll be back next week with another film to review next Thursday at what time, Connor?
9 p.m.
9 p.m., another late shift. Next week, we're going to be talking about a film called Body Cam. Feels like an interesting time to look at this film. A supernatural thriller starring, as you see, Mary J. Blige and Nat Wolff about a pair of cops haunted by some sort of ghost or something. I think, in respect to current events and that we're talking about social commentary and horror films, I think this would be a fascinating time to look at it, where even, people are now discussing, the role of using police in fiction. Propaganda has become a phrase that I've been seeing a lot of whether it.
We did like have a discussion like whether we should do this, and I watched the trailer, and it seems fine to watch and review. Doesn't seem like it sugarcoats anything. It seems like it deals with some of this stuff.
Yeah,
based on.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fascinating time to look at it. We might get to the other end of it and think this thing sucks. We might think maybe it's tasteless, but I think a horror movie about cops being terrorized by ghosts could be a fascinating, maybe cathartic time to watch something like that right now. So next week we're going to look at Body Cam as well as report on all your horror movie news. Don't forget, of course, July's book club pick is Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff, so go find your copy.
Don't forget about The Stranger.
The Stranger, we're gonna watch The Stranger on Quibi.
I want to start that tonight. I want to watch that.
Kayla's gonna come back. Maybe. Well, I don't want to sign you up right here. She's gonna come back, but she's gonna watch The Stranger. Maybe she'll come back and talk about The Stranger sometime.
Mm-hmm.
So go get your free trial of Quibi. Get your G Fuel.
Get your lead. Lead poisoning.
Dosage of lead. Back here next Thursday, and of course,
it's The Stranger.
It's new. It's not the old movies. The Strangers. Yeah.
Right. It's The Stranger on Quibi.
Singular Stranger on Quibi. You can watch it in portrait mode. You can watch it sideways. That's what they do on there.
I will say that's the cool thing about Quibi is there's no lag time.
Oh,
you switch from portrait to landscape. It's
what a feature.
Yeah,
I'll probably be doing that the whole time I watch it.
No, that's what I did. I was watching something with one of the kids from It. There's some like mystery show on there. I can't remember what it's called, but that's why I was like, oh, cool.
Jessica, do you want to say what Quibi is? You are our premier Quibi expert on this program.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Definitely the most prepared for Quibi.
Of all of us, I think you are.
It's bite-sized entertainment.
Quick bites
in your hand. Quick bites, yeah.
Yep. Right in your phone.
10 minutes. Each episode is under 10 minutes.
Yep. And they have all different genres.
Spelling is this.
And yeah, it's just little short series, and they're only 10 episodes. I think The Stranger only has 13 episodes on it. There's other shows that include I think Chris Hemsworth or Liam Hemsworth, one of the Hemsworth brothers. They have a show. Something that's pretty popular right now is the home movie, The Princess Bride, that they're doing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, celebrities are remaking Princess Bride in quarantine, so none of them are actually in their scenes together. Shoot their scenes at their house, and a lot of really silly cameos are in it.
Yeah. Chrissy Teigen has her own court show that she has with her mom as the bailiff. I mean, it's different. It's all different types of genres of little mini series shows on there. So if you're interested, it's offering their first 90 days free. So you can get through a whole series pretty quickly with them only being 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I will say this. I feel like Quibi would have done better if quarantine didn't happen.
Oh, really?
You can watch these on the go. You're on break at work. You can fit in a few episodes on break at work. But, we're in quarantine. We have our TVs in front of us. We don't need to have our phone in our face at home. I mean, we have our TVs in front of our face.
When did Quibi launch?
It was right around quarantine.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if maybe people, when that all happened and we knew we had to be home, maybe people were like, okay, Netflix and Hulu, and just didn't give Quibi a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
This would have been more ideal if people were still at work or something they could watch during lunch time.
Yeah, exactly.
I know people try and watch their Netflix shows and stuff like that, but this would probably be more ideal for somebody to watch in their 30-minute lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't think it did very well, and they didn't get a lot of viewers, is because everybody's at home. and there's so much stuff coming out right now on Netflix, Hulu, HBO. People are watching it at home. People aren't really glued to their phones or have a need for a mobile-based streaming service.
Yeah. I guess for me, my kids use the TV, so I'm on my phone. So it's a little different for me, but I've watched probably about 6 or 7 of the miniseries on Quibi's.
You're a Quibi expert.
I'm not a Quibi expert.
I'm a Quibi expert.
Quibi should
Quibitarian.
Shutter. We'll try and get those here.
Yeah, we're gonna give Quibi the Really Scared bump. We're gonna check out The Stranger on Quibi. We'll come back and talk about it next week. We're gonna talk about Body Cam, and of course, we'll give you all the tastiest horror movie news and trailers of the week. Now, I couldn't just have Kayla on the show without a chance to plug her channel. I think our audience right now is probably people who are always watching her channel. Anyway, where can people come find you if they want to? No, that sounds frightening, but
please, not my home address.
on the internet. I got the banner. I got you right here. Boom.
Thank you. There we go. That's where I'm at. 3 or 4 days a week. Sometimes.
Fantastic.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. I think we'll call it a night. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I love talking about scary movies.
Perfect. Oh, that's it, Connor.
Oh! Horror!
He doesn't want it.
I'm
Done.
He can't.
I'm done.
He's retiring for the night. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope we'll see you again next week. Thank you for coming on, Kayla. It was great having you on the show.
I loved it.
And as always, you can always check. You know what? I'm supposed to put the banner on that promotes our social media stuff now. This because people want to know where to find us. You can always find the recording of this broadcast. I think the VOD will probably be saved on Twitch for a little bit, but you can also find our YouTube channel at the bottom there. That always saves the recordings, as does our Facebook page too. So if you missed it live, you can always catch the recording down there as well. So hope you guys will come back next week. Thanks for joining us, Kayla. Thanks for joining us, all my fellow ghouls out there in the night, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Good night, ghouls.
Be safe.